In this lecture, we're just going to briefly explore how you can use graphics for your marketing in your online tarot business. And I'm going to give you some key tips and suggestions about how you can get free graphics, but also how you can create your own graphics. So graphics are vital to your branding, and it's really important that you do dedicate some time in building a collection of graphics that you can continually use with your blog posts, for your YouTube thumbnails, for banners for Facebook pages, for making offers in Facebook, for your website, for brochures, business cards, slides for courses, so if you're going to do an online course, and for ebooks. So you'll find that graphics become incorporated in nearly every aspect of your business. So starting to get familiar with how you can use them, how you can manipulate them and edit them and crop them, but also how you can find them is a really great way to save yourself a lot of money when you're running your business. So free graphic sites that I really like are Pixabay, Unsplash, and Fiverr. But you do need to check the Flickr, Fiverr. But you do need to check the commercial license on that. Canva also offers free graphics, which I've explored before, and I'll show you a little bit more about that. There are also others that I haven't tried that I thought I'd mention. So StockSnap.io, Burst, and Pexels. And I have tried Morgfile, but I didn't love it, but I haven't tried it for a few years, so it might have improved. But my big ones that I use are usually Pixabay and Unsplash. They're probably my most common ones. Now, I've mentioned before and I've ranted and raved about how much I love Canva. What I'd like to do with you today is I want to introduce you to Brand Kit on Canva and how we're going to explore that you can add a font and also how to add a color to your branding. So if you've got a free Canva account, you're allowed 3 free branding colors in your branding kit. Now, that doesn't mean you can use any other colors you want, but in terms of saving the colors, you're allowed 3 free. And if you pay for the Canva account, then you get unlimited. I also want to teach you how to find your hex codes because this is vital when you start working with web designers or anyone who's going to be doing any kind of graphics or marketing for you. They're going to ask you for your hex codes, so I'm going to show you how to find them. We're also going to make a YouTube thumbnail and I'm going to show you how to make a presentation slide for courses. So if you want to do an online course, and also like a PDF for an ebook, or if you're giving a template for client information, graphics for a website, and a Facebook post. And then after that, that's going to be followed by my interview with Tractor Girl, Julie Gibbons. So let's go take a look. So here we are in Canva, and what I wanted to show you, when you log into Canva, you might, on the left-hand side here, you will see this brand kit, and I've just clicked on that here. So, and this shows you where you can, so if you click that, you can upload your logo, so you've always got access to your logo, your brand colors, and your brand fonts. It's really important to start from scratch in building these here. I have literally wasted, I would reckon, weeks, weeks of time frantically trying to look for where my branding colors are and my branding fonts and digging and just basically wasting my time. If I had discovered this a long time ago, I would have been so much more organized. So from the start, if you could start looking and exploring this, and as I said, starting to add colors in to your brand colors and adding fonts in, just so that you basically don't have to keep reinventing the wheel every time you're trying to do something. You can also upload a font. So say there's a font that you've been using in something else or a font you like. So for me, Canva doesn't have these 2 fonts, but I use them a lot with my Udemy courses because they are Keynote and PowerPoint use similar fonts to these. So I've uploaded them, and I'm going to include a resource for you about how you can upload a font into Canva as well in your extra resources. So just to get started, you can, as I said, you go straight into Brand Kit and play. So say you wanted to add a palette, so you wanted to add a new thing. So you just click on, if you wanted to go into where brand colors is, you can just go like that, click, and you can just search in here, all along here. So say you feel like you've got a bit of, so let's see with my logo, let's see if I go a bit of a different pink, maybe like a more icy pink. So I click on the pink and see if I can go as pale pink as possible. That's already quite close to one I've got. Let's go even paler. even paler. There we go, right there. Now, when I've done that, this code comes up here and it's called a hex code. Now, what it's really important, if any designers reach out to me or anyone wants to know what my colors are, then like if I'm doing a photography shoot or something, often photographers will ask you for this, then I can just go in here and click. Let me just show you, and that will come up, this code here, and I can just copy it and send it to them. So it's really useful instead of having to kind of guess what your exact colors are. So that's how you add something new to your brand colors. And so that one's just called brand colors. You can have another palette, so you can call it something else. So say, for example, that's just reordering the palettes. Say I wanted to do something different, like for a different campaign that was nothing to do with my branding. I could just add, so a blue in here, add another one in here, and do that. Like say maybe I was doing something for someone else, and I just wanted to do that. So you can just keep adding them in basically. But as I said, in the unpaid free version, you get 3 that you can add into your brand colors. So, and look, I've spoken before, like really you don't want many more than 3 colors. Like some of these aren't even my colors. This one here is the one I did with Miriam. So really my main branding colors are kind of like these ones. I could probably live without the other ones. So that's how, and you can also keep adding new palettes if you want to go in and add new palettes and naming them. So that's your little brand kit, as I said. And with this, you can edit as well. So this is your brand fonts. You add them in. So that just, you can change the size if it's bold, and etc. And as I said, you can upload a font. So go in and have a little play in Brand Kit so that you start getting used to how to add all these things in. Now I'm going to show you, we're going to create a design together. Now whenever you want to create a design, you can do custom dimensions, or you can go with which one of these you're going to do. So let's start today with a Facebook post, because that's probably the one you're going to use the most. Now, when that comes up, you get a whole lot of these templates here that you can choose from. Generally, what I found in my years of marketing and what I've learned from others is the things that seem to sell the most or seem to have the most arresting kind of graphics and that make people stop and look and pause are generally like a picture either usually on the left or the right and then some writing. So see here, this one. You can click on that and then put a picture of yourself and then what you're offering here. They're really simple and easy to see. You want to be really careful when you're creating Facebook posts that you're not doing too much writing on the post, because people don't want to read it. Like they don't really want to, it's hard to read a lot of information, and it's mainly the sort of graphics that they're drawn to. So just be a little bit aware of that. So say something like this is good, except that's in black and white, but which might not be as effective. But I like this one. I use this one a lot, this template. And try not to make it too busy. When you look at Julie's interview, you'll see more about that, but try to keep it like quite simple. So you can just scroll through. That's a nice one. I've used this one quite a few times too. So what you can do to create it, I'm going to show you the left hand. That's your templates there. Your uploads are when you want to upload an image or a video. So you just click that and you upload it from your drive. Basically, so as you can see, I've got all my image pictures in here, lots of other pictures I've used over the years, and I can just click on one of them. So you upload that and it goes in there. Now, photos are Canvas photos. I've spoken about this previously. So you can actually search. Now, this is only available if you pay for the pro version, by the way. So say I recently searched for rose quartz. So those come up. So again, they're great, beautiful graphics that you can use in your marketing or in my slides and everything like that. Now, let me just go back to photos. There are also free ones as well. I remember that. So they're not all, you don't have to pay for all of them. Keep that in mind. Now, elements. Elements are just shapes. So elements are, so let's say we go into uploads and we start doing an ad for me. I'm just going to find a picture of me. So that one, bang. And once you drag and drop it, just move it around and make sure that, my head's not chopped off, that it doesn't look too strange. You want to make sure it's a little bit coordinated. I might move that one up a bit and center myself a bit more like that. I'm not really into this, so I can delete that. If there's anything in it that you don't like, you can delete it. And then I can just write here. So to change stuff, you just click on it, and I could just write Tarot Workshop. Now, these fonts are lovely, but just keep in mind some of these fonts are a little bit tricky to read. So really test it before you go on, because like someone might not stop. If it's hard for someone to read, they won't tend to read it. So now say, for example, I'm like, okay, well, I want my fonts that I always use that I've added in. I can go up to here and it will show me recently used. And it will show me brand fonts. So you can see there's the little thing here, apply brand fonts. So I go to that one. See, that works a bit better. Now I might put my logo there instead, and I might just, change the writing here. Put, free resources, and then a little bit about information about me. It's Jade, I'd make that bigger. And then maybe a little bit about the dates or stuff like that. So it's really that easy. It's just it's a matter of just dropping and driving. Now I like, in elements here, I like to use, I actually like to use these, but put them in a colour. So these, and put the price in, because sometimes it's helpful. Not everyone likes doing this, but I actually, sometimes in my advertising find I like if it's like a special. So I've done that now and I've made that small little ball. I'll go to text and just click that. And I'll just say it's $249. Now I have to change that to black because of it. So you just go up there to change the colour, text colour, black, and then you pop it in there. So sometimes I like it, it's not very pretty, but just to give you an idea. So that's so people kind of know up front what it is that what it is the price is. Now obviously it's not a free resource, so I'd have to change that to something else. I might say something like coming in October. There, Tarot Workshop with Jade. So something very simple like that, okay? And you can add a bit more details here, like where it is, if it's a live workshop or something like that. Now, I've spoken before about how you can directly publish it to Facebook, or you can just download it. So that's the Facebook post. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a YouTube one. So let's get rid of that. So what you can do is just make sure, as I said, you can resize these, but make sure you've saved it. Tarot Workshop. Now, what I'm going to do, go home, and I'm going to create a YouTube template. So you can do it from here too, by the way. Where are we? No, you don't come from there. Let's go this. So that's a YouTube thumbnail that you use so that you don't get funny, you don't get a funny face of you frozen. So this is what I like. It's good to make sure the writing is really clear on YouTube, because sometimes that's all people see because there's such tiny little thumbnails. So you want to make sure that it basically looks like they can read it quite, like that one's a good one. So things that they can read really clearly. So some of these I think aren't very good, but that's a good one. Like you can read what the video is going to be about. So let's keep going until we find something. There's a few I like in here already, but. So if you haven't got too much writing, something like this is good. I've used these ones a lot because, again, I often have quite a bit of writing. A bit of a writer. That one's a good one. But again, let's show you how this works though. I mean, they look good, but you've got to be able to find a photo that's going to suit that. So you click on this to replace with your own photo in Uploads. Now, one of my photos might not look good next to the lovely running lady, but let's give it a shot. Yeah, see, as you can see, that is not going to work unless I click on it and drag it across, which I can. Click on the document, you can drag it a little bit. It's not that good. It doesn't go that far with these ones. I can crop it or expand it. I'll show you what I mean by that. So go like that, crop. So I'm bigger. But then obviously the writing's over there, but I could put the writing there. So now with that, I'd actually move that down a bit. Done. So that I could do that if I had top tarot tips. And with Jade. Maybe put that a little bit smaller, that second writing. So that's one little annoying thing with Canva is that you have to create a new text box. I put my own logo there. Get rid of that. Top tarot tips. And so just to change the box size, you just kind of do this. Okay, so just drag it across. This can be a little bit annoying with Canva, I really have to say. There we go. Drag top tarot tips, and then I would do a separate with Jade. It's always good to have your name on it. Maybe not in capitals, but we'll leave that for now. So you just click to drag it. As I said, it's not really, or to drag it down there, which it doesn't seem to want to do. Click on that. There, that's better. Top tarot tips with Jade. There, bang. So that's just how easy a YouTube thumbnail can be. So something like that, so people can see it, they can see what it's about. Bang, easy. I'd probably change that because it's not very easy to read, but generally that gives you how you do a YouTube thumbnail. And again, click on download and go download. Now, go PNG because that's the highest quality. JPEG is good if you're doing slides or you're doing a presentation and you need smaller graphic size, like you don't want things to load really slow. Or, you can do it as a PDF, etc., but you're not going to be doing that for YouTube. And then you just press download, click. That's all good. And that will download it. Click on that and it will start downloading. So I'll just cancel that because I don't want it. So that's how you do the YouTube thumbnail. Now, another one you might want to be looking at using is, let's go home, create a design. I tend to create my designs like this. Some people like to go through the templates, but I tend to do it like this. Now, presentation. So presentation is simply as if you're going to do an online course, you're going to do some slides behind something, like even for a Zoom presentation. And this is so my Udemy slides are all recorded in this size, and even my slides for this course, they're all in this size. If I need to add something in, I do it in this size. A lot of entrepreneurs I know, including Miriam and Tash, they actually do all of their slides in Canva, and it is more beautiful than Keynote and PowerPoint, I will say that. However, because the way I record my courses is I might get halfway through a course and look at something I've written on the slide and go, nope, I don't want to say that. I want to add to it, or I want to deduce it. So that's harder to do because then I'm going to go back into Canva and sort of, redo things again. So I kind of, so for me, I prefer to do it in the old way, but a lot of people are doing it this way now. So you could create your own beautiful slides and basically have them all the same slide and then just have a little bit of words on each. So let's see how we could do that. Here we go. Let's try that one. And this is, you click on them and they give you all different kind of, like what they look like. Let's go you. Okay, so say all my slides were going to look like that. Tarot tips. Now, I want it to be in my marketing. So I go up here and I go brand fonts. Let's go Montserrat. Now, I don't want that picture necessarily, but just say I did. Pretend I wanted that. And then I want to change the colouring to my branding. I just double click on that. Thank you, done. So that, click, get my brand colours in there. Bang. If it'll let me do it with Mr. Greenie, it should. Oh, it might not because it's part of the slide. No, it won't let me do it with that one, but that's okay. So, but I can add other branding colours in here if I want. And I could just use that. Get rid of that. Tarot tips. I could use that as one of my slides for a presentation and then just keep adding. So plus, Sorry, give me a second. Let me just duplicate it. Copy, copy. And then on each of these, I could shrink it down. Tip number 1. Let's shrink it down a bit. And then drag it up. And then just have a little tip there. And then I could just go through and do a whole presentation like that. So it's a really easy way to do a beautiful little presentation, a little training video that you could use as an opt-in or on YouTube or even creating an online course. And I've talked about Facebook covers before. So that's just doing a banner for your, so we did that with our Facebook, in our Facebook lectures. So that's just creating a banner that goes in your Facebook page. As you can see, so it says Facebook cover, birthday Facebook cover, beauty Facebook cover. And let's try what I want to do for you. So an A4 document. So this would be like, I've gone past it. I have A4 document. Okay, so this would be like, say, a PDF that you could do as a beautiful ebook or something like that. So you could just, that could be the front cover. Again, you could click, add your own photo. There. And then five best tarot decks. So that could be like a free PDF that I could get people to sign up with. And just a little bit more information about it there. I could just fill that in and change that with Sal Jade. And then I could do, like from that could be the front cover. And then from that, I could just change, like, bang, and do blanks. And then, you know, put a bit of my branding and my logos and just have a beautiful little ebook for somebody. So that's a way, and there's more, like, so it says print letterhead. And you would just save that. When you save it, how would you like to publish? Print letterhead, you don't want to do that. Show more. So you can get that printed out, but you probably wouldn't be doing that unless you're running a live workshop. I don't want to publish, I want to download. Thank you. There. PDF print. Now they'll do it for you, but again, that's, you know, if you want to just get a PDF, a normal PDF, standard, and then download that, and then you can send that to someone, and that can be a free opt-in or free information that they can have to build up your email list. Now, the only other one that you might be using, so they're the ones I use the most, but the only other one you might be using, I'm just looking for, it's like a blog banner. So when you've got your blog and you're creating your blog, this is like a banner for the top of it that creates that consistency, so everybody knows that it's your blog. So say something like this. So it's just a bit smaller and it fits into the top of your blog page. And that way people know that it's you. And you could put some text here about that so people know that it's you or what the name of the story is. And you could do that through there. So you can create your own little blog banners as well, just to make it look beautifully graphically. That's a nice one. So something here at the top. So tarot decks like that. And a little thing there, and then that appears at the top of your blog. So I hope that has helped with understanding a little bit more about Canva. What I want to do now is I want to show you a few more of the features on this left-hand side. So I started showing you elements, things like shapes that you can use, frames, so you can frame things, there's stickers, all little things. I don't use a lot of this very often, by the way. That goes way too into my time, so I don't play with that very much. The ones I mainly use are those grids, those shapes. But you can also use these grids. Let me just show you what they are. So these break down what you're doing into different segments, if that makes sense. So, let's say for example, say you wanted to do at the top of that. I wanted to include one of my, let's say that rose quartz I was talking about. Where are you? Rose quartz. So I could add, say this, down at the bottom here. Can you see how I've done that? And then at the top, maybe a photo of me. like that. Okay, and just play with it like that. So doing things like that. So that's just how you can break down using the elements. Just get a bit more creative with creating your graphics using these different little squares in here. So and the photo fits perfectly into them, or the graphic fits perfectly into them like that. So text gives you, I mostly just click on heading because usually I'm going to have to, if I do these little tiny ones, I'm going to have to increase the font anyway. So I just usually click on that one. They have these down here, which are pre-existing ones. So like you can, like that. I don't really like them, to be honest, because you have to like exactly what it looks like. So I usually just create my own little ones. But you can use, they're great for memes, these ones, like using them on a meme, so on a beautiful background. You could use it on one of those for a Facebook post. Videos I haven't explored yet, so I'm new to that, so I won't go there because I don't know what to do it. Background just means the colour of your background. So let's go, so if I wanted to just change that, you can see it comes up here at the bottom because there's not much room for graphics. But if I got rid of that one, if I got rid of the rose quartz and did that as the background, oh no, it didn't do it. Let me just give you another example of a custom made one. Creative design, let's say Facebook cover. And you wanted the full color. Now there's my branding ones up there that we saw before, or you can just choose one in here, there, bang. So that just gives you the back, that's colors, the background is there. And folders, I told you that's what we use for, that's part of the paid version. So all my commonly used ones I put in here. And that's just, so these are these free graphic programs I told you about. Pexels, Pixabay. I don't use stuff like this, but you can integrate Facebook with, you can connect your account and it goes in straight away. So these are photos that I have done before. These are photos of me in Vancouver with my family, but these are photos that I have integrated with Canva and Facebook. That's me. That's Canva looking at what my Facebook photos are. So these are photos I've posted on Facebook in my personal thing that it's kind of tapping into, so I can use some of my personal photos. Get rid of that. Go into more, and you can do that with Google Drive, you can do that with Dropbox, you can do that with all these others as well, and Flickr, and adding all these in, but I don't tend to do that. I should, I'd save more time. So I hope that's helped you discover a little bit more about Canva and how to use it. And what I'm going to do in the next section is we're going to have an interview with the wonderful Julie Gibbons about some tips about how you can create your own graphics as well. I'll see you in the next lecture.